game, it's about time. This is my time, this is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game, it's about time. This is my time, this is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game, it's about time. This is my time, this is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game, it's about time. This is my time, this is my time. The only thing I
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I'm back at home. I am back at home. Y'all hit that like button. Breaking news, Tyreek Hill gets paid. We're going to break that down and so much more. Quick update on training camp. So, and that's funny. See, somebody said about time TD went live. It's been days. It's been one day. I was live yesterday morning from training camp. Man, but I guess y'all were expecting me yesterday, and I get it. Right when I was about to do the recap stream yesterday for training camp, I got the notification that Dolphins canceled training camp. Okay. They canceled the scrimmage. So when I saw that they canceled the scrimmage, I'm like, man, I'm gonna be here Saturday and Sunday. Then my wife hit me up and she was like, she was worried. She was a little concerned about the storm that's coming up, to Central Florida. So I basically said, I got to figure out how to go ahead and just get back home right away. All right. So I rushed back to the crib. I got here late last night. Shout out to the homie CB83, which he about to do a fire stream probably within the next hour. Which I'm gonna be checking out. So y'all go check out CB83 big time. He gave your boy, he brought your boy back up to Central Florida. So I appreciate him for that, man. Thank you, brother. Spend some time together, chill, talk. CB83, you're a pretty solid dude, man. I will say that, man. I will say that. So y'all make sure y'all go check out the homie channel. Y'all already know where he at. Make sure you subscribe, show some love. All right. And he's always giving content as well. So make sure you check that out. But yeah, man, I'm back at home. There's some bands, the early bands have already come through with some really nice weather. It's like it's sunny one moment, then it's real bad the next moment. Like we get little currents coming through of lightning and wind and rain, few tree limbs getting knocked down, and then all of a sudden it's sunny. So the main piece of it's supposed to be here tomorrow. So we'll see. The Dolphins canceled training camp today. And then when you woke up this morning, it was sunny and bright in Miami. But then some bands start coming through down there as well. So I'm a little concerned because I contacted my people down in Miami within the Dolphins, and they basically said they're still trying to figure out if they're even going to do Monday's practice for the public, and that they don't even know if they're going to do Monday's practice. In which it could be canceled. The team would still practice because they'll practice inside. because all the way till Thursday is thunderstorm warnings throughout the entire state. So that's the catch-22, and it's kind of frustrating, to be quite honest with you, because I want to go to every training camp, but I don't want to get stuck down there today, Saturday, Sunday, and then they cancel Monday. So I'm gonna try to play it by ear, because what I was told was they're gonna play it by ear, but they also have to determine, is it worth it for Atlanta to do the joint practices. So even up to that point, I'm like, man, because I know some people that say, hey, man, I'm finna travel down there for camp next week. Here's the messed up part about it. Y'all know it's South Florida, right? And it's one thing if it's already thunderstorming, but knowing that a depression is there and it's going to be off and on, the most sucky thing is going to be going down there, going to practice, one little piece of thunder, they take it inside, practice is done. Now, I done been to camp 6 years now. It's only happened 3 times. Twice in the same week, like 2 years ago, and once a few years before that. But to know that there's a depression over, man, it's a little frustrating. All right. I got you, Rip. Rip can comment again. That's what's up, man. You know I got you, homie. You're gonna get that mar right back. All right. So I'm gauging that. It's a little frustrating for me right now because I'm in the middle of a rock and hard place. Do I go down there again on Monday and wait it out, or do I just wait and see? That's where I am right now, because I don't want to go down there and then be getting rained out and thunderstormed out each time, because they said the forecast is going to be that way all the way until Thursday, which sucks, because I really want to see that Atlanta joint practice. But we got to see if Atlanta's going to officially come. And even if they do come, they talk about holding practices inside. So it will really be sucky if that ends up happening, man. And then in other news, just a little personal note, 2 deaths in the family, one in Texas, one in Florida. So also trying to figure out that and those potential arrangements. So I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I got a lot going on right now, dealing with a lot. I will figure it out, but I'll be in and out. I'll be doing my streams every single day, whether it's at camp or just recapping camp. I will be doing my streams every single day. All right. We'll figure it out. And thanks for the condolences. I appreciate that, guys. But yeah, man, it's just a lot going on, but we're good. We're good on my end. We're good on my end. All right. Thanks for the prayers, and pray for the world, man. There are a lot of people dealing with these things every day. Some people, we have subscribers who are, saying their final goodbyes to family members, so pray for them as well. All right. I love all y'all, especially, one subscriber in particular. Love you. I know what you're going through right now. I just read the message. Nothing but prayers to you and your family. All right. And the kids. All right. So, but yeah, so I'm going to give you the best I could possibly give. This stream is going to be Tyreek Hill. We're going to talk about that extension, and then I'm going to fire up another stream because we got to talk about training camp overall. I might all just make it one. I might just do this one, all right? Screw it. I ain't going to do 2 streams. I'm just going to do this one stream and do it all. All right. So this stream is being powered by our official sponsor, TD Finstalk, for the 2024-2025 football season, BetUS, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know I've been partnering with BetUS for a few years now. We have a great relationship. If you're looking for a new sports book, this is the one, okay? BetUS is leading the way. They take care of you every step of the way. They have the fastest payouts in the industry, 125% sign-up bonus up to $2,000, 200% crypto deposit bonus, fast and easy deposits, and withdrawal process. Make sure you check out BetUS. Let's hear a quick word from our sponsor, the homie Michael Vick.
Michael Vick here at BetUS.com. Get it all. Huge bonuses, great odds, a race book, live in-game betting, and a casino. BetUS, my online sports book and casino.
The is in the description of the video. Make sure you check it out. Click on that link. It is my custom link. So go ahead and click on the link. You can go ahead and get your props in, your wagers, everything is all listed on the site. They got the futures, who's going to be MVP, who's going to win the Super Bowl. All of those are listed. Make sure you check it out. All right. Listen, man, we got a lot to discuss. We have a lot to discuss. So much has been going on in Dolphin Nation. One of the biggest things is the breaking news that just happened with Tyreek Hill. Let's talk about that real quick, because the Miami Dolphins, what they did is basically, and I'm looking up because I'm bringing up the contract. I got my monitor in front of me, just FYI, okay? Pull up Tyreek Hill contract. They didn't give him a raise. What they did pretty much for the most part is guarantee more money. That's what they did. They guaranteed $64 million of the contract that was already in place. Okay. Now, I know that is listed as a 3-year, $90 million. At least that's what's being reported, that it's a restructure and not a extension. Okay. 65 million of it is guaranteed, which is pretty much another 2 years guarantee. He had this year guarantee, but you had look at the other 2 years worth of guarantees. He's going to be a Dolphin. As long as everything goes well, he'll be a Dolphin for the next 3 years, which should bring him into his retirement. What did I tell y'all? Tyreek got at least 3 more elite years in him. He got at least 3 more elite years in him. Now, let me say this about his contract, okay? What I love the most about the contract is the simple fact that he could have been the highest paid quarterback wide receiver in the NFL. Tyreek could have got a 3-year, $107 million contract, 35 plus a year. But remember when he said, I'm not trying to really break the bank. I'm just trying to, get what I'm due pretty much. And what that kind of means, ladies and gentlemen, I told y'all this a long time ago. Tyreek might just be looking for the same $30 million annually, but just make more guaranteed. Do y'all remember when I told y'all that? Remember when I told y'all Tyreek not looking for a raise? He's just looking for you to guarantee more money and lock him in long term, because this is last year of guarantees. I don't know if y'all remember that, but I said that exactly. And sure enough, the restructure comes and they give him the guarantees and kind of keep him at the same 30 million annual. The same 30 million annual. So this locks him down for quite some time. Right now, he's pretty much locked down for about 3 more years. And then the Miami Dolphins can make some decisions. You did say that, TD. Yeah, man, I said I don't think he's even looking for a raise. I just think he wants to stay in Miami, just guarantee more of his money so his family will know they got checks coming regardless. That's all he's looking for. Because state tax is working in his favor. His family loves Miami. He found his forever home in Miami. Tyreek is a Miami boy. And yeah, it can come with a little trouble and he can get into some stuff, but he loves it in Miami. This is why he told his agent, don't get me traded. Because here's the deal. Another team would have offered him way more. And they would have offered Dolphins the trade assets that would be like, yo, let's do it. But he said, don't get me traded. So in other words, we can keep the money the same. Just tell him, lock me in for more. Lock me down for more. And they got the deal done. And I know Chris Greer was weary about it at first with his off the field, things. And just, is that the direction the team want to go? But you know what got it done? He was named the number 1 player in the NFL by his peers, feared by everybody. Chris Greer had to get in that lab and say, man, come on, let's get this done. Your peers, I ain't got no leg to stand on. I ain't got no bargaining chip to stand on. Your peers made you the best player in the entire NFL. Come get your bag. We ready to sign off on the dotted line. That's what it comes down to, y'all. And they lock him in for years to come. What I will tell you, man, It's going to make the contract of the future real tough. It's going to make our salary cap situation for the future really tough. It gives us some flexibility right now, by the way, but it's going to make some things really tough. Like right now, they got a $31 million cap hit this year, but I'm sure that they're going to, when the rest of the contract details are listed, I'm sure it'll be broken out. I can't wait for the details because I want to look at the future look of Miami books. That's what I'm waiting on. I want to look at the future numbers for cap space next year and the year after. That's what I want to look at. Okay. I want to check that out real quick. Y'all give me a second just in case it's an emergency. The wife calling, right? My bad, y'all. Just making sure the wife was good. But yeah, I can't wait to see the future workings of the contract. And we'll know from there. Shout out word of mouth. He in the building. He said, TD, the work he does with kids and community covers his blemishes a little. LOL, makeup. Well, Tyreek is definitely involved in the community. He got youth football leagues and all type of stuff, man. There's no question about that. Here's the deal. Nobody, at the end of the day, nobody could judge him or say anything about his personal life and how he, operates with his behavior off the field, with how he chooses to live his life. It's technically between him and his family, but at the end of the day, when things come out, it's still going to be news. They're going to talk about it and move on. But at the end of the day, no matter what happens, as long as he takes care of his responsibilities, which it seems like he does, people should, not judge that man at all in that regards. He doing what he doing in life. Obviously, his family and the people around him rocking with him, and that's all that matters, man. And as a football player, you don't get any better. As a person, he does for people, does in the community, how he operates his personal relationship and stuff like that. It ain't none of our business. Of course, it's news. We're gonna report it, talk about it briefly, and get off of it. But that's his decisions, and that shouldn't. And don't get me wrong, it's going to be reported. People are going to talk about it briefly, including me. But at the end of the day, from a judgmental standpoint and how you view him in that regards, that ain't none of our business. Now, how it relates to how the owner and Chris Greer views him and things of that nature, it's a talking point. But at the same token, I don't see anything wrong with this contract extension. I told y'all before, if you're going to extend Tua, you need to extend Tyreek. If you're not going to extend Tyreek, then why are you extending Tua? So when Tua got his deal, I was more likely, because at one point, I told y'all Tua getting paid. Now, I ain't going to lie. It kept moving on, and then deep down inside, I was like, man, they may not pay this man. And I'm like, then Tyreek ain't getting paid. But when Tua officially got paid, I was like, okay, as I thought. And they'll work out Tyreek's situation because you can't separate them. You can't separate them. That's why the next 3 years are so important. This is why the next 3 years are so important. The next 3 years are so important. You got to win a Super Bowl while you got this nucleus together. Because I'm going to tell y'all now, 3 years from now, if we don't win a Super Bowl, we're going to blow the whole thing up. They're going to blow the whole thing up. And we fight against many things. You know what the fight is now? Don't let Tua become Tannehill. That's what has to happen. Don't let Tua become Tannehill. Because after 3 years from now, even Tua will be talking about an extension or ripping up the current deal and stuff. Because remember, he only got a 4-year deal on top of the 5th year. 3 years from now, there is zero guarantees, kind of like on the contract, unless he get hurt. So you cannot allow Tua to become Tannehill. Right, they lined it up right at that 7 year, just like Tannehill. So Tua in these 3 years, he cannot repeat the Tannehill years. And I'm not talking about him being the same player as Tannehill. I already know what some people are gonna say, but these seasons cannot be the Tannehill last 3 seasons, which included yet another injury and inconsistent play and stuff like that. It can't be. Now, that'll make me mad. So the attention goes to Holland, Troy Fences. Yes, the attention is now on Holland. Everybody been squared away except Holland. Phillips ain't gonna get squared away yet. They're gonna let this year play out, make sure he recovered and he can, play well enough to focus on an extension. So Phillips is not really in that conversation right now, but Holland is. Because you can't let Holland become an unrestricted free agent. And then is Holland worth franchise tagging? Depending on this year. So you don't want that nasty situation coming up too. And the thing about Holland, a Holland extension isn't going to save the team money. A Holland extension ain't going to save the team money. Remember, he was a second round pick, so he wasn't making much anyway. Second round picks don't make that much money anyway. When you look at their yearly salary, at least football terms. Like let me pull his up real quick. Let me pull up Javon Holland. Y'all give me a second. Because a Holland extension ain't doing nothing but increasing the cap no matter what. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that in just a moment as I bring it up, okay? Javon Holland is loading now. Give me a second. All right, so let me share my screen and show y'all. Share screen. Javon Holland. Share. So this is what I mean by Javon Holland really wouldn't save you money. Okay. Give me a second. It's pulling up. Sorry about that. I'm running a little slow here. I don't know why with my system. I usually have issues like this. I'll figure it out. All right. So when you really look at Javon Holland's contract, this year is a $4.2 million cap hit. Now, if Javon Holland get a new deal, you also got to ask yourself, like, what is he worth? What is his value in this league? Like an extension, how much would that be? They usually have the button where you can look at the market value. I don't see it. Let me see if it's down here. No, they don't have it. That's interesting. Free agent, man, and roster, contracts, overview. Yeah. Y'all give me a player in the league that's comparable to Waddle. To Holland. Y'all can help me out. Give me a player right now that you think is like a comp for Waddle as far as talent that's young like him. Give me a player. Holland 8 to 10 million per year. You have lost every bit of your mind to South Carson if you think he 8 to 10 million a year. You better double that and some. You better double that and some. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Minkah Fitzpatrick, right? And the only reason why I want you to see some of the recent contracts. I want you to see some of the recent contracts for some of the safeties that's young. And remember, the market is greater now. So the number would be maybe 20% higher than what Minkah's getting. Let me punch that in. Let's see here. You need the trench, man. 25 million a year. That'll be tough if we had to deal with that. Man, I am running a little slow. So when you look at Minka, look at that $21 million cap hit this year. He got a 4-year 73. The way the market is going right now, if Minka was to get a deal right now, Minka would have got a 4-year 90. The way the market is now, he would have probably got a 4-year 90. Might even be more than that, y'all. Y'all got to remember, this deal was, when was this deal done? Let me see. This was in 22. This was 2 years ago. This was 2 years ago. I wonder if any top safeties got paid recently. Oh, Wingfield, did he just get paid? Let me see. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna check it out now. Especially if it was recent, that'll help us. It'll help us. Mm. 4-year 84. When did he get this contract? He got this. He was tagged. Ooh. He was tagged in 24. Oh, he just signed it for 84 off of the tag. And remember, lucky them, at least he had a tag so that they could have an $8 million cap this year. At least he got a tag. But there ain't no tag for Holland. So his numbers are going to be raw numbers that you got to start eating right away. But here's the point. Let's just use Winfield's contract, right? The important piece that I want y'all to see on Winfield is the signing bonus. $20 million. He had a 5th-year option so that you could spread it out and add that voidable year too, right? And he does a 4-year deal. But Holland's category may only have 4 years instead of the voidable year because he didn't even have a 5th-year option, depending on what Greer and them want to do. Because what happened, they converted his 5th-year option into signing proration. That $20 million right there is like a conversion almost of his 5th-year option into it as well. That's typically what they do. But what you need to understand is Holland is going to have a base salary next year plus whatever the signing bonus is divided by 4, which will probably be $5 million because Winfield had that extra year because of the 5th-year option tied in. So Holland's starting salary for the first year of his deal, I could see it being anything between $5 or $6 million. And it could be even higher than that, depending on what his signing bonus is. And the reason why I'm bringing that up to you all is because when you look at how much he's getting paid now, the 4 point something, any extension for Holland is going to cost us more, not actually save us money in the immediate year. So if we extend Holland right now, this offseason, his cap hit is going to actually be higher because we'll be spreading out the signing bonus. It'll be higher than the 4.2. And if you wait to next year, right when he becomes a restricted free, because I don't think they're going to franchise tag him. And if they do franchise tag him, I'm sure he'll sit out because this is the peak of his career. And then they're going to do just like Antoine Winfield. Because if you notice, they franchise. Wait, did they franchise a 5th-year option? I already moved off of it. But they did pick up an option on him in which they gave him the extension. Miami's not, I don't know if they're going to want to franchise tag him. So he's the next guy up. That's what they have to deal with. They're going to have to figure out what they're going to do about the Holland contract. But right now, I'm in a place where I can't wait for, I want Tyreek numbers to hit the books, the actual numbers each year. Then we'll know what our cap space looks like. Remember when Tua got his deal, next year we're negative 71 million. I want to know if they gave Tyreek any more, converted any of his guarantees into a signing bonus right now. We don't even know the details of Tyreek's deal because did they convert any to a signing bonus where they gave him a check right now? We have no idea. Or did they just guarantee it and letting it play out? We have no clue. So I know he could save us money this year, but we're going to get some heavy hits on the back end. So time will tell. Is this year's 26 million space gone? It shouldn't be. Tyreek's guarantees shouldn't hurt this year's cap space. As a matter of fact, it should give us more if they convert some to signing bonus, which they should. Matter of fact, it should give us a lot of money this year. If they convert a large amount of his money into a signing bonus. So we'll wait on the details. And then we'll actually, man, we could have upwards of $40 million in cap space when Tyreek details come out, like this year, which I know they're going to try to carry over a large portion of it next year because they're going to have to. They're going to have to. But let me tell y'all what I've been telling y'all. I told y'all this 2 years ago. Everything I told y'all that was going to come to fruition in this regard to the salary cap is happening right in front of our eyes. I said, with Tua, we're going to have to keep the offense paid up, but the defense is going to start to suffer. The defense is going to start to suffer. And when you look at it, Chubb is gone after this year, in my opinion. Ramsey, let's see how long it lasts. 2 years max, in my opinion. And you're going to be looking at a young team trying to replace. Chop being the guy opposite Phillips. And hopefully that works out. Hopefully that works out. The interior defensive line, they'll probably go in the draft next year in an early round pick, like a second round pick, and actually invest in a defensive tackle. Calais Campbell is a bridge right now. And next year, I'm pretty confident in the second round, they'll probably invest in a defensive tackle. Next year in the first round, they'll probably, and when you look at it, Dolphins might go corner. Depending on how good they are. So if they get a late first round pick, they're going secondary next year in the draft. They got to find Ramsey's replacement cheaper. And a guy, because Fuller ain't going to be here long either. But you'll see them start to utilize draft capital in the defense and hope they find enough studs to carry on. But I'm telling you, the Stars' days are numbered on the defense. Because this is gonna how you're gonna have to be able to afford it. First round defensive tackle. Might as well get him in the second if you're picking late in the first round, right? You see what I mean? You get better value at corner in the first round, in which they'll need. Because I'm gonna tell you now, I don't know about Cam Smith. I've been at Cam. Have y'all been hearing anything about Cam Smith? Huh? Y'all hit that like button on your way in the building. Y'all let me know. We have constantly failed at the position. Have you heard much about Channing Tindall? I want you to think about that. I want y'all to think about that. Still early. Let's see how the year plays out. Let's see how the year plays out. But the defense is what's, from a personnel standpoint, is what's going to start taking hits. Cam Smith hurt, TD. I told you this. I know, but that's my point. You think that's making him a better player? Just like we say, rip about Ezukama, his days are numbered. Why? Because he ain't even healthy to be on the field when he should be fighting for his job more than anything. When he has the perfect opportunity to win a job, he ain't available. Same situation with Cam Smith. Same thing with Cam Smith. So although I love the system in Miami, eventually the personnel is going to start to get a little, man, we need better talent on the defense. Slow down. This is what we asked for. This is what we signed up for. And I see some people bringing up Ethan Bonner. Here's the deal. Ethan Bonner's Ethan Bonner. I feel like Ethan Bonner got some skill. But when the rubber meet the road and you get in the regular season, he ain't one of them. I don't feel like he's one of them guys. I feel like, you know how we felt about Kohu and Needham those years when they first came in and they made some plays, was like, oh, we got our future. Right now, Kohu out there getting, let me tell you something. Kohu out there getting smoked. Every 3 plays, the defensive coach going up to Kohu, coaching him up. He blowing it. He getting beat or something. Real talk. This ain't the Kohu we remember, but this is what I told y'all. Slow down about that Kohu and Needham stuff. Now, Needham making a few plays, but he, you know, his injuries, he never get back up to speed, and I'm hoping he can get back this year. But if he don't, he may be even somebody they moving on from in the future if he don't get back to form this year. But the secondary, Miami has yet to have their own homegrown, outside of Xavier Howard. I'm talking about like in the last 4 years, your own that you brought in, your own homegrown corner. We have failed miserably at the cornerback position to find our own homegrown guy. Straight up failed miserably. So let me go through what I know about these players right now. Because I'm hearing a lot of stuff out of camp that's true lies and false facts. Y'all know I always educate y'all on true lies and false facts. Something can be true, but without context, it makes you feel different. It makes you feel more than it should. For example, Chop Robinson. What have y'all been hearing about Chop Robinson out of camp? I want to get some of y'all thoughts in the chat. Give me some of the things that you've been hearing about Chop Robinson in camp. Shout out to Ryan Scheller with the donation. Appreciate you, homie. He said, I can't wait to see the money. I swear, if we don't make a move, O-line edge, and I would like another middle linebacker, mainly the O-line. Chris Greer, we'll see. I agree with you, though. Go for it now. But come on, let's hear it. What have you been hearing in camp about Chop Robinson? Explosive. He's fast when no one is blocking. Okay, that's fair. Speed around the corner. He can't seal the edge. Okay, I'm glad y'all getting some honesty. Okay. Chop is balling. That's what I've been seeing against a crap O-line. Oh, okay. Never mind. Looking good. He's not being blocked as an O-line weefy. Quick first step, speed. Good speed off the ball. Okay. So I've been seeing online a lot of, oh my gosh, Chop balling, man. He finna be. Listen. 80% of the time, Chop be coming around the edge. Let me be fair. 50% of the time, Chop come around that edge, nobody blocks him. And he speed, get back there fast. 30% of the time, he beating whoever just ain't good off the edge, just getting around the corner. The other 20% of the time, somebody blocking him and they in front of him and he not winning the battle. Chop Robinson is going to be an explosive guy that you want to use on third down, who got a quick first step and hurry up and get around to the quarterback. But in the run game, I don't see him setting the edge. I see him getting out there as long as nobody out there with him. He said it, but if a puller coming, I'm not really seeing the battles being won. Pass rush where he got to go through a guy, that ain't happening. I saw one play Austin Jackson was bullying him. It looked pretty bad. He's a specialist. Third down specialist that unfortunately we're going to probably start the season using him on 2 to 3 downs. He's a third down specialist. He's undersized, 6'3". I'm sure he weighs stronger than me, but he ain't strong enough to make these old linemen pay, to destroy them. He got to win off speed. I gotta be quite honest with you. I didn't know you go get a specialist in the first round. Just keeping it a buck. Yeah. Just keeping it a buck. C Teach 101 said, what have you heard about Kamara? Muhammad Kamara, I don't have to hear anything because I've been to every practice so far. Except today, because the team still practiced, but nobody was there because they had canceled the scrimmage. I've seen Muhammad Kamara make a few plays, but a lot of time it's on the second unit. And it's one of them things. A lot of guys on this team is hit and miss. A lot of guys on this team is hit and miss. Let me say this. Outside of chop speed, of getting around the edge, I don't even feel like Chop is better than Kamara. But he got the speed that Kamara may not have. It just sucks, man. If guys ain't blocking, you can't gauge guys and say if they that dude or not. Like, he be coming unevaded to the quarterback around the edge and stuff like that. So, yeah. No, not saying he is, but they serious Jason Taylor undersized too. Hey, Jason Taylor, hold on. I gotta look that up. Yeah, I disagree with that because I knew Jason Taylor wasn't undersized. He was 6'6". I was like, undersized too. Hold on, let me look that up because I don't see that one bit. Jason Taylor was 6'6", not even close to being undersized. He taller than Phillips. Your boy Chop 6'3", and look every bit of it. Jason was 6'5". Well, they got him listed 6'6". I'm just saying. Either way, the point still remains. That's not the case. Jason wasn't undersized whatsoever. Matter of fact, I feel like he fit the part. He fit the part perfectly. I'm talking about his weight and body size. No, I don't even know if I agree with that. like Jason Taylor, I mean, them 3 inches, make all the difference, though. Them 3 inches make a difference. We played at 240-ish. Yeah, but Jason was strong. Jason wasn't just a beat you around the edge guy. Jason was a fighter through the contact too. Come on now, put some respect on homie name. That's not act like he was he was just a speed rusher. Are we kidding ourselves here? Jason Taylor went through the contact. Jason Taylor fought through the contact. Let's get something straight. I don't care if you 250 or 230. How strong are you? It don't matter what your weight is. What matter is how much weight you can move, how strong you are. Y'all got this twisted. You can't say, now when I say he's undersized, I'm saying it in the term of it ain't coming together with his strength because he's not bullying nobody. He's not imposing his will. He's not moving the old lineman like that. Jason Taylor move guys. He pushing guys. Man, no, we ain't doing that now. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Oh, we're not doing that. Whole another level of aggression, a whole another level of disruption. Not just speed to get to a place, but power too. Come on. Come on now. Strong guy. Shout out to Ryan. Already read that. Mal B said, hey, TD, you said you have admired Greer's ability to survive. If things go bad, will he survive it? Yeah. Yeah, he'll survive it. You know why? Who had to go to Stephen Ross to extend Tua? Who had to go? Let me make sure y'all been keeping up with all Dolphins news. I've been educating you. Put it in the chat. Who had to go to Stephen Ross to get to a contract? That's who on the hook now. He did it to himself. Chris Greer said, that's all I needed. Let's roll. I pay Tyreek too. Take it off of me. His ability to survive. His ability, no matter what happened, Greer's straight. Greer played hardball. Greer played hardball. Greer wouldn't give him the contract. Tua came out himself and said, I heard, Mike went to Ross and other people and went to bat for me. Hard. Greer like, that's all I needed. Ross saw I wouldn't give them the cash. Man, I keep telling y'all, Greer's ability to survive is second to none. To none. Boy, it don't matter how many bad moves and decisions he make. His ability to survive is second to none. Everybody else getting held accountable for the decisions he make because he make them make it look like they making it. I be trying to show y'all what be up. So Greer's straight. 3 years from now, we don't win a Super Bowl, they blow it up. Greer's straight. He's straight. McDaniel the one that gotta hope that he can continue to be the Miami Dolphins head coach in the NFL. All right. Javon Holland is next. Yeah. You have to let him adapt to the NFL. Yeah, well, time always tells y'all. We'll know the final conclusion of it all when it's all said and done. But anyway, let's get back to some of this training camp stuff because I didn't do the Friday recap for training camp, and let me tell you why. First of all, Training camp was, first of all, training camp was trash Friday. The play on the field was trash. Nobody excluded. The defense played well. Y'all know I be focusing on the offense because I don't know what to expect on the defense. I like what I'm seeing from them from a schematic standpoint, but you also see where they let some opportunities in. So I'll wait to see on the defense, but I know the offensive personnel ain't far off from what it's always been. So that's what I look at, and if it's getting better. The offense was trash Friday. Now, when we look at Tua Tagovailoa, it was not a good day. It wasn't a sharp day. Was it terrible? No, but it wasn't a good day. Now, do I say that to say he regressed or he ain't this and that? That ain't what I'm saying. It just wasn't a good day. Another thing, Mike White is falling in the standings, and Skylar Thompson's coming up to be that number 2. I don't know how. See, this is what y'all also have to understand. I don't know how the reps are going inside the covered field. All I know are the reps is happening outside when the fans are there. So when we're evaluating it and we're looking at what's going on, we don't know how well who's doing during those sessions. But what I will tell you in the open to public session, Skylar Thompson's QB2 right now. He still has his flaws too. I think when pressure comes, sometimes he panics and hold on to the ball. Sometimes on the simple throws, like the simple outs, he misfires. But that intermediate and deep, Skylar be showing his arm talent sometimes. But Mike White be sporadic and all over the place, in my opinion. I feel like he's sporadic and all over the place. And he's still a solid quarterback, but he's still, I feel like Mike White is kind of regressing and Skylar's a little better than he was. I don't want to say like he's arrived or nothing, but he's a little better than he was, right? Which could save you money down the road if Mike McDaniel feels like, hey, he's becoming a good backup. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with that. But back on the Tua, right? Tua had another thing in practice that I loved that I saw him do. And again, I'm at a point now, I'm not in practice like, oh, he was trash today, so he's trash, or he was great today, so he good. I'm not really focused on that. You have good days, you have bad days. I mean, I'm so used to camp now. I know what indicators are alarming. And on top of it, the defense is playing the type of defense that the offense always struggle with. So I don't expect them to be great. I just expect them to keep working through it. So that's why I don't like report back and be like, oh, this was trash, that was trash, all that stuff. But I will say this about Tua. I meant what I said the other day with those things that I saw him improving on. I also see him at the line of scrimmage now that highlighted on Friday. He's adding that hard count into his game. He drew quite a few offsides by the defense. And defense jumping, getting the 5 yards. Situational football, 3rd and 6. He drawing the offsides, and now it's 3rd and 1. We pick it up. That makes differences, man. This is what the stuff I'm talking about that I like, that he added to his game. Now, here's a tough truth. Tua's arm strength has not improved. And most people tell you arm strength is a thing that really don't improve. And if it do, it's so marginal. Your arm is your arm, y'all. Y'all got to understand that. Your arm is typically your arm. Even if you improved it, it's marginal at best. If you're poor arm strength, you ain't gonna all of a sudden from work have superior arm strength. That ain't how that works. It's almost like being 6'3" and 28 years old saying, I'm gonna work to be 6'6". Stop. And you could see on a lot of the deep balls, let me tell y'all what I'm noticing. And Mike McDaniel need to catch on to this and get that crap out of the playbook. Since Tua is going through his progressions, since I see him hiking the ball looking for that slant, not there. Looking for that intermediate 20-yard crosser, not there. Going deep, woo, throwing the ball. For the most part, it has been underthrown every time because he's going through his progressions. If you think about last year, us connected on the deep ball and stuff, he hikes the ball. He might go straight to that intermediate crosser. If it ain't there, toss it deep. You see what I'm saying? But when you're actually going 1, 2, deep is 3, remember, in order to hide his deficiency in arm strength, he got to throw it sooner than what the play requires. Think about it. He has to get rid of the ball quicker to get it down the field in stride. But now if you're going to go 1, 2, 3, the ball should have been gone on 2 based off of your arm strength. Now, if he had, Herbert's arm and those guys, he can go 1, 2, 3 and be all right and put that ball out there. Trillion 11 said 4,700 yards, his arm is okay. Yeah, it's okay. But if he's going to start going through all his progressions, that 47 going to turn to 42, which I'm all right with anyway. But I'm just saying that 47 will turn into 42. Somebody said make option 3, option 2. I agree. But this is a problem with progressions. Because now you're taking away an option. You see what I mean? Add the hitch route for timing. Yeah, T-Rich, there's solutions to it. I was just going to talk about that. There's solutions to it. You know what I mean? But Mike McDaniel needs to do it because that ain't what I'm seeing in practice. You know what I mean? So we're running the plays, but it ain't what I'm seeing in practice. It's not what I'm seeing in practice. This is the whole point of, how we get the ball out so quick. That's because our offense was built off of expecting to hit number 1 or number 2 at worst. But if we're going to open those options up to 3 and even possibly 4, the routes down the field are going to have to be simmered expectations. I'm telling y'all, I don't know. Y'all saw them reported on Twitter Tua's interception, right? I don't even care about the interception. That's why I haven't really talked about it. Because Tua with time to throw, he got all day. And Waddle's just running deep. And he's like, okay, let me heave it. Waddle had a step. But Tua can't throw the ball 65 yards. There's maybe 7 quarterbacks in the NFL that could throw the ball 65 yards like that. And Tua cocked back and threw it as hard as he can. And here's where the problem comes. The ball probably went up 40 feet in the air because he's trying to put everything he has on it. And the defense chasing Waddle. And the defense turn around. They're like, oh, it's coming. Waddle's still running. The defense stopped. And they just come up and jump up and intercept it. The ball was 55 yards. That's a good distance. That's about all you need in the NFL. But on those plays, unless you're one of those 7 quarterbacks, you're not going to hit Waddle for that deep bomb that he was toasting them guys on. Because Tua had went through his reads. Wasn't there. And he saw it deep. And he's just like, because everything back there was separated. It was like defender, like the 2 defenders maybe 20 yards apart and Waddle up here past them. And he I guess he open. Let me give it all I got. Hopefully he can go make a play. And he just heaved it deep as hard as he could. Ball went by 55. Defense was like, oh, it's easy. They jump up, they catch it. Waddle on his way back to get him. Waddle trying to track it. Waddle see, oh, this going to be underthrown. Waddle slowing down. He's coming back to it and couldn't even make it to it. It picked off. And it ain't a big deal because I don't see him making that throw in the game. It'll be a disaster. Now, somebody want to go on Twitter and say context. It was a 3rd and long situational football, 3rd and 10. It's no different from a punt. Stop. Punts get returned. And you need 10 yards. You don't turn the ball over regardless. So y'all see how they try to make everything light. So I didn't feel like it was a big deal because that's outside of his range. We shouldn't even have things dialed up that way. If the ball ain't going to be out after 2 seconds on that same route, then let's not do it. Or like y'all say, make it the second read. Make it the second read. But the play wasn't designed to take that shot. They really want that intermediate crosser because 3rd and 10, first down situation. First read wasn't there, second read, intermediate. Ooh, defense kind of clobbering it. I ain't going to really. And let me tell you another thing. You know the whole spot throwing narrative? Well, you still see a little of it, but you don't see it as much. You know why? The reason why you don't see it as much is because he's actually going through reads to actually anticipate now. That's why a lot of these are like, oh, it ain't there, and we got to heave stuff, because that even though it doesn't work out good, it's also an indication I'm not just putting it in the spot. I'm not just firing it regardless of the defense. Now, I still see some spot throwing. But with this defense, that's usually when he throw his picks because he's had some in camp. You might say, oh, my God, spot throwing. Call it what you want. I'm just trying to tell you the evidence of what I'm trying to explain to y'all. I don't care if you don't want to use the word spot throwing. If you don't want to use that, just hear what I'm saying. Like, I remember the other day, there was a pass miscommunication to Tyreek. And they say Tua got on Tyreek, like got on him or whatever. And Tyreek was like, my bad. It's spot throwing because Tua put it in the spot. Tyreek went the wrong way. Like, why is that so hard this is why I tell y'all. If the receiver go the wrong way or because he's going to throw the ball, that's what this offense is timing. In any mistake or disruption of the timing, we're in trouble. But the important thing of what I'm trying to say is you're not seeing as much of it because he's actually trying to go through reads, meaning it's taken away from just putting it in a spot with timing because he's trying to make sure he processes the defense while he's going through his progressions. I expect him to struggle a little bit doing it as he gets better and better at it. And this is what I've been begging the Dolphins to do for 4 years. Get this man out of his comfort zone and just what he do well. You can always lean on what he do well, but he should be practicing nothing but the things he don't do well. And right now in practice, there's a lot of practice on what he don't do well. Finally. That's the only reason I'm starting to feel a little more optimistic. Because there's a lot of reps on the things that he doesn't do very well. Finally. And if you work on anything you don't do well enough, usually you'll get better. That's why I feel optimistic. There is a little difference from spot and anticipation. I agree. Thank you for saying that. That's all I've been trying to explain to people for the longest. There is a difference between spot and anticipation. Some of y'all think it's anticipation, and I'm trying to tell y'all it's spot. If you hike the ball and a receiver gets shoved to the ball, shoved to the ground, and you throw it anyway, the ball leave your hand after he got shoved to the ground, that's spot throwing. If you hike the ball, a receiver gets shoved on the ground and get back up, and you recalculate where you need to throw it because he got shoved, that's anticipation. It's real-time calculation on what spot you need to put it in based off of what's happening. When you practice, it's all perfect. This is the spot. This is the spot. This is the spot. But if somebody hit that man real time, you got to recalculate the spot, and that is anticipation. That's what you call anticipation. Thank you, anticipating the spot. Not just going off of your reps in practice of this is the spot, this is the spot, this is the spot. Every play, the spot should be anticipated. Not what you work on every day in practice on this is the throw, this is the throw, this is the throw. Right there, the same spot. If Tyreek run full speed and I get it off on a hitch or I get it off on a 3-step drop, we should be connected on the same spot, the same spot. That's spot throwing. But when you hike that ball, you back to pass, and you're surveying what's happening, and if your receiver is bumped or rerouted, it's a new spot. And if you're identifying that new spot when those things happen, that's anticipation. And this is why I kept telling y'all he spot throws, because when they bump the receiver or something, we'd be like, why did he throw that? Like, how many times have I showed y'all on film? Tua throw an interception, and I say, I bet you he put it in the right spot. Let's go back to the receiver on the route and see what happened. And I replay it. Bam. At the 5-yard line, they shoved the receiver. And the receiver flew a little bit and then kept going on his route. And the ball was maybe a second before the receiver went on the end cut. Because it's a spot throw. Anticipation would have saw that and identified I need to put it more inside because he's not going to get to our original spot. That's what anticipation is. And people keep on just trying to say, oh, he's great in anticipation, great anticipation. No, because there's never a disruption in the timing usually, and it's just working like clockwork. But when you play Baltimore, when you play Buffalo, when you play the Chiefs, and they disrupt the timing, why is it that those are the worst games and we always miss firing? Because it ain't really, we haven't been anticipating. You have to anticipate the spot, not just throw to the spot that you're used to practicing. And that's the difference. People, oh, he want to argue with a Hall of Famer. The Hall of Famers, just like any TV analyst, they're lazy. You know why? Because they can't watch everybody on every play. They can't watch the whole league, but they're responsible to report on the whole league. So they take the lazy approach. If he got a high completion and they coming by and catching the ball all the time, great anticipation. Great anticipation. Try to explain this to people and they, oh, this guy thinks he has no idea with this spot narrative. It's for the casuals. All right, y'all keep listening to people. But you got to ask yourself when those interceptions or those crazy looking throws happen and you be like, what was that? Well, everybody has mistakes. It's all cool. That's what y'all say. Them same throws, y'all be like, oh, what was that? Well, everybody trips sometimes, and then you just chalk it up to everybody trips sometimes. Everybody have a bad play sometimes. No, I've proven the evidence too many times. I tell y'all, hold on now. I bet you he put it in the right spot. Let's go to the receiver that's supposed to have made that catch. Let's see if they were disrupted. Bam, right there. Bumped at the line. Bam, right there. Ran free off the line, but at the 5-yard line, that linebacker pushed him. Disrupted him. Every time, every single time it's a terrible throw. I bet you it was a good throw. Let's go see what happened to the receiver. Every single time. I think I'll listen to a Hall of Fame QB over your opinion on spot throwing. It's your prerogative. You have a right to. But I ask you, in those moments where he make them crazy throws, you're like, what happened? Explain it. Explain it. What you gonna do? Chalk it up to where everybody make a bad throw? Stop. Tua be on money more than you think. Tua hit that spot more than anybody I ever seen in NFL history. More than you think. Even his interceptions, even his bad throws, they own the money. You need to go look at the receivers and figure out why it wasn't caught. And you're going to see a whole bunch of receiver rerouting, receiver wrong route, and all of that. But you ain't going to go check that out. Go listen to that Hall of Famer who reports on every quarterback like anybody who can. Nobody can because nobody watch all they film. What they do is they take a few clips that are successful. Man, even on that Kurt Warner crap, man, it's so funny to me. Kurt Warner, obviously, these analysts, they take some good throws and they like, look at the anticipation. And then they tweet out, I'm confused. What I'm seeing, is he actually going through his reads? Oh, don't be confused. And then 4 months later, act like you never said it and be like, the elite anticipation. It's the most ridiculous thing I ever seen. But you go listen to that Hall of Famer. That's fine. Even they're wrong sometimes. Even they're just like coaches are wrong sometimes, scouts are wrong sometimes, general managers are wrong sometimes, TD is wrong sometimes. Everybody wrong. Everybody are wrong on occasions, but just like American society, nobody go do their own research to go figure out what's actually right. They lean on what everybody else say. And I always encourage y'all every time. Don't just listen to me. Go hear opposing views. Go do your research on your own when people have conflicting views. They say that, they say that. Let me go see what the film say. Or who got evidence behind what they say. See, some people out here with just talking points. Oh, great this and great that. This is what I noticed. And other people out here with film and showing you. And they're showing you not just the good. Here's what I'll challenge y'all to do. Anybody that just show you the good and break it down, make sure if they don't have any bad that they break down, then you should question what they're saying. Show me the bad plays that you broke down and tell us why they happened. Oh, but you ain't going to do that. You ain't going to do that because that might actually make your original point of the good plays null and void. Beautiful thing is, I don't need to be right. I'm just telling you what I see. I might be wrong, but time always tells. And you know what'll tell me I'm wrong? When he stopped doing it. When in the big game against them teams that take away that spot, when he stopped pulling the trigger because he anticipating it ain't going to be open. He anticipating that the receiver ain't going to end up there. That's when I'll be wrong. And even then, I'll tell you, no, he just finally corrected it. You can't say he's only a spot through. I didn't say that, CB. I even just said, probably before you came in here, because I noticed when you made your first comment, I even said that he's not doing it as much. He's actually not like hesitating to pull the trigger because he see it ain't there, which means he's anticipating. I actually just said that probably right before you came in, that's one of the benefits that I'm seeing is that when he's going through his progressions, usually he fired that rock at number 2 max or number 1 because he's putting it in the spot. But now he's pulling it down, going to the next read because he's actually anticipating. I need to, oh, no, that ain't going to be open where I need to put it anyway. He going to the next read. So, no, he's not always spot throwing. I'm still seeing some of it. But no, he's not. Matter of fact, the offense is built off of it. So we need to do it sometime. But in my opinion, just do it a little less and go through your reads and some of them other plays. Have a nice mix because half the quarterbacks in the league spot throw. Let's see, I never even said it was the worst thing to do. I never even said that. But you can't make 100% of your passing offense that. You can't make 90% that. You can't make 80% that. You can't make 70. A nice 60 is fine. But I'll argue up and down with anybody. The last 2 years, we've had a steady dose of about 80% of the offense being that. Bring that down to about 60 and let's process the other 40 when you need it most. And more so when you do 4 and 5 wide. Because the O-line is not good in 4 and 5 wide, but we got to be able to read where the hot is, where the blitz coming from, and hit our guy right away. So are you saying he's doing the small things that he has struggled with and is becoming elite? Well, Tua will never be elite. And this is where some of y'all will get mad because the things that he'll never fix is arm strength. And I'm still holding out hope that he could be a better thrower outside the numbers. And I'm talking about like the 10 to 15 yard out routes, not the 5 yard outs, but the 10 to 15 and 20 yard, outside the number throws, and not the posts and corners and stuff that end up on the sideline. I ain't talking about the heaves with timing. Y'all know what I mean. The big boy comeback throws on the outside and stuff like that we don't even put in the offense like that. But you're not going to be elite if you can't take advantage of all the opportunities on the field. Like I said, that interception he threw that he would have needed to throw the ball 65 yards, only 7 quarterbacks in the league can probably make that pass. So it's not a knock on him. But that's what makes some of those guys elite. And some of them ain't elite, even though they got a cannon, because they can't throw with accuracy like Tua can. You don't need a cannon to be elite. Well, what I'm saying to you, you don't need a cannon to be elite. If your whole offense is going to go within the confines of not needing a cannon. You were there at practice, CB. You saw that deep ball heave. You saw it. You need a cannon for that. Why do we have that built into the offense knowing he wasn't going to be able to get it there after going through his reads? So what I mean by that is as long as you have stuff like that in the offense, then you're going to hold him back from being elite. So if you want to keep that offense tight into what he does well, he could be elite at what he does. But again, the less you can do, the more a defense can bottle you into, can take away your strengths, like those good teams do. And elite players, when they take away those things that you do well, can you adjust and do the things you can't do well? See, here's what a lot of people need to understand too. You could take away an elite quarterback's strength, and their weakness is not going to be elite, but it's still better than Tua because it's levels to it. You know how people say, well, every quarterback struggles against this type of coverage. That's true. But some struggle more than others. That's all I'm saying. Against a certain type of defense, Tua might be 30% completion. All quarterbacks struggle against that, but some of them may be 50% completion. There's a difference. So the overall production is still going to be better. It's going to be better. And I hate when people talk about Drew Brees. Yeah, Drew Brees didn't have the arm strength like that, but Drew Brees could throw outside the numbers. Drew Brees could throw outside the numbers very well. Drew Brees could process the field very well. And I think Tua is going to become better at processing the field as long as he continues to work through it. But again, the two things that I feel like Tua will always struggle in. And I used to have 5. So this is great. So the two things I feel like I don't think you're ever really going to see different is the arm strength and outside the numbers. So what is he doing that I don't feel like he's been doing in the past? Legitimately going through all the progressions and not just forcing it to his first read. Legitimately identifying where the pressure is coming from and hitting the guy right away on his hot. Taking command at the line of scrimmage, making a few changes, with routes and stuff, because I'm seeing that. Those are improvements. Now, some people will argue, you're a hater. He's always done that. Okay. Lie to yourself, you lie to whoever. That's your business. If you believe he always did it, then okay. I don't. So you sit fine with the fact that he's always done it in your mind. Okay, that's fine. That's your opinion. I don't believe he has. I haven't seen the evidence that he has. CD, what's the promo code for BetUS? The promo code is just hitting the link in the description of the video or the one that's pinned at the top of the chat. All right. Punch that link and it'll automatically take you, and you'll be able to get the fastest payouts in the industry up to 125%. Sign up bonus up to 2,200% crypto deposit bonus, fast and easy deposit and withdrawal process, ladies and gentlemen. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. BetUS, the official sponsor of tdphinstalk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans for the 2024-2025 football season. Quick word from
Michael Vick here at BetUS.com. Get it all. Huge bonuses, great odds, a race book, live in-game betting, and a casino. BetUS, my online sports book and casino.
And right now on BetUS, check out week 1's odds. Preseason is up, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you check it out. The site is on the screen. The Miami Dolphins and the Atlanta Falcons. They'll be playing 7 p.m. on Friday night. Here you have it right here. The Dolphins plus 120. Plus 120. Take advantage of that. All right. Plus 120 for the Dolphins on the money line. And I'm going to tell you now, you better go with that over. 36.5. Miami might have 30. Miami might get 30. I like that over. The plus 120 is actually a shocker to me. It's actually a shocker to me. If I would take advantage of that. I would definitely take advantage of it. -2 by the Falcons, +2 for the Dolphins. Get on that. I'm gonna have to get on that. As a matter of fact, I feel like the safest is the over 36.5. I just feel like we're actually gonna come out there and put up some points. I hope y'all think we're gonna play the starters. I hope so. I hope we play the starters. And even if we don't, I like our running game with Jalen Wright. I like those guys being able to get a little bit of shine with, Berrios, Sneed, Craycraft, and company. Yeah, this game gonna put up some points, and I think the defense might even score. So go to BetUS, put yours up now. They got all the odds listed, and also the regular season. They'll have all of those up. They got the futures and everything. All right. Use the link in the description of the video. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. All right. Thank you for those who do support. If you have a sports book, this is the one to have. All right. Let's see here. But yeah, like I said, man, people want everything from me. This is what people want. They want me to say Tua is the greatest quarterback in the NFL. They want me to say he has 0 flaws. Like every quarterback in the league has flaws. Every quarterback in the league has flaws. Patrick Mahomes got flaws, man. So if y'all get mad at me for saying that, his arm strength is an issue and is outside the numbers, then why don't y'all tell me what's his flaw? If you can't name one flaw of Tua Tagovailoa, then you're a fanboy. You're an apologist. You're not a realist. And if that's what you want to be, fine, but don't harass people because they not. See, I ain't got nothing against you being a fanboy and doing your thing. But when you come for people who are not, that's where you cross the line. You have every right to fan out the way you want to fan out. I ain't got no issue with that. I ain't got nothing to say about it, nothing negative. But if you're going to criticize people who are trying to be fair and honest about the strengths and weaknesses, then no, I don't respect that. That's fanboy stuff. That's fanboy stuff. And again, I want y'all to understand, I ain't got a problem with you doing fanboy stuff. It's appropriate, but as long as you're not coming at people who are not doing that mess. And it ain't mess, but doing it. That's when it's a problem. That's when it gets called out. You could be in your own lane, minding your business. Tua ain't got no flaws. He the greatest of all time. Ain't nothing ever been wrong with that about any player. But when you're attacking other people for being objective, no. I ain't with that. I'm not with that. That's where the problem. That's where you're crossing the line. He can be elite with one flaw, though. Yeah, he can. He can be elite with one flaw. But again, what is Tua going to do when they take away the middle and the only thing that they leave for him is his flaw? That's all I'm saying. You can't be elite unless you have. See, let me tell you this too. There's actually a lot of quarterbacks like Tua in the league. But the only difference is they got the legs and athleticism to allow them to be elite. Because they'll never be stuck. They don't have to be stuck. And I'm not talking about every play. Everybody gets stuck in a play. But for the most part, they got something they can go to. When they take away that middle of the field, what is Tua going to go to? When the only thing open is that 15-yard out. When the only thing open is the defense gave up the 60-yard pass. And if you throw it out there far enough in stride, it's good. If you underthrow it, you risk a pick. What is he going to go to? Some quarterbacks, just like Tua, they don't have the arm strength to do that, and they can't throw outside the numbers, but they can run. What does he have to go to when they take it away? That's why I say the things that he not elite in, that's what's holding him back from being elite, because he don't have that other thing he can go to. Now, he could be great maybe if he could process like Manning, if he can make sure he identifying the blitz and hitting his hots. That's the thing about Tua. What he does well, he can almost be perfect. And as of the last 2 years, he's been really good. He's been great at it. But technically, to be elite, he got to be perfect in that box of that he's great in. He got to be perfect. And that might be asking too much for somebody to be perfect. And maybe his ceiling is really good. That's all I'm saying to y'all. But y'all want to throw that elite word out. The only way he can be elite is the things that he do well, he got to be perfect, flawless. Is he perfect and flawless? In the things he do well, he better than anybody else at what he do well. But is he perfect and flawless in it? Nobody can be. That's why you need those other attributes. That's all I'm explaining to y'all. You need those other attributes. That's why when y'all bring up Drew Brees could throw out the numbers. He had, you couldn't limit him just in the middle of the field. Drew Brees had the anticipation. Drew Brees had the accuracy as well. Drew Brees could process. Drew Brees could manipulate at the line of scrimmage and call somebody open and call a play and talk to people and know what can beat it. Drew Brees could do all of that. Now Tua can come into that, but let's see if he does. But again, I'm seeing things in camp that says that he's becoming a better quarterback. But y'all trying to throw this elite stamp? Chill. I know, Rashad, I'm just talking. That's what I do, is talk. Tell you what I'm thinking. It's your job to decide whether you agree or not. And if you don't, hey, express it. If you do, hey. It's that simple. But I understand. Y'all want him to have the elite stamp so bad. You don't think I don't? You don't think I don't? T. Rich said it took Brees 5 or 6 years, though. Hey, If you see it that way, fine. Tua still got time. Tua still got time, but he got to become perfect in them areas. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he never will, but I just don't believe he'll be able to. But he got time. He just got an extension. He definitely got time. This is year 5 and 6 for him coming up. Will we see it now? Maybe. And I'm going to tell y'all I see it. If he don't, then it is what it is. I'm going to tell you he still ain't there. It's that simple. Because I see it all online. I don't understand people like I thought I did or used to. Like, y'all think I'm playing with y'all even to this day later. You should see the vitriol that I'm getting on social media, inboxes and stuff. I'm not only getting hate from people that always believed in Tua. They mad at me for giving him props, basically saying that he been like this since his rookie year, and which is just outrageous to me. Like, people saying he was like this his rookie year, you just didn't see it. It's just outrageous to me. Like, I understand this is what you always wanted him to be, and he's still not there yet, but I understand what you always wanted him to be. But y'all getting mad as if he was his rookie year. And then people that absolutely just don't like Tua are mad. Bruh, watch, you're going to be disappointed in December. You're being an idiot right now. And all kind of vitriol. I mean, that was light compared to the stuff people saying to me. I thought you knew ball. Obviously, you don't now, believing that he could ever be anything. Like, dang, is it that serious? Is it like that serious? But it makes me realize, you know how I say Tua Nears? They not really Dolphin fans. They Alabama fans. They only love Tua. They only care for Tua. I'm starting to think some people actually aren't Dolphin fans. I need to come up with a name for them. The ones that hate Tua that's not a Dolphin fan. And I don't even know why that exists. like people that hate Tua that's starting to make me feel like they're not even Dolphin fans. The last 4 years, if you haven't hoped that he would turn out to be great, then it's newsflash. It's our circumstance. If you at a bare minimum didn't at least have a thought in your head like, man, I hope I'm wrong. I hope he ends up being great. I hope I eat crow. If you ain't at least at a minimum have that, then that means you aren't a Dolphin fan, though, right? Because no matter who's there, you shouldn't care who wins the Super Bowl. You just should want one, right? Like, we got Tua Nears, and those aren't Dolphin fans. And I hate that real Dolphin fans think because you call it that somebody say Tua Near, it includes them. No, people don't even understand the definition. But I got to come up with a name of his haters, though, like the real haters, not the critical people, just the real haters. I got to figure that out. I got to figure that out. So far, you've been wrong. I hear that a lot, Jermaine. I actually would love to hear the things I've been wrong about. You said Tua blah. You said Tua blah. That's what I would like to hear. It's easy to throw out general statements. So far, you've been wrong. That's like me repeating back to you. No, so far, you've been wrong. About what? Exactly. Be more detailed so we can actually have a real conversation. You were wrong about this exact thing you said. You were wrong about this exact thing you said. Then we'll start getting into real conversation. Y'all been listening to the wrong people too long, just throwing out general stuff, captivating you because they tell you what you want to hear. He's great. He's the best in the league, and that person's wrong. Yeah. Like, come on, man. Let's have a real conversation. All right. Let's have a real conversation. We need to start a petition and send to the Dolphins to lower ticket prices, or so real fans can afford to go to games. That ain't happening right now. That ain't happening right now. As long as they can sell out, why would they lower prices? That's just, economics 101. Long as there are enough people to buy it at the current prices, why would they? Matter of fact, if there continues to be a wait list, the prices will continue to go up. The prices will continue to go up. So I don't see them going down anytime soon. I need the promo code for BetUS. Again, just click the link. It's already your first deposits based off of that specific link. Your first deposit is going to automatically have the promo. Okay. Superfish said Tom Brady feasted in the middle of the field regardless, though Tua can and has thrown well outside the numbers. We've all seen it. And see, and here's another thing, y'all. This is the point I'll be making, right? Tua has thrown well outside the numbers. You have to go look at how much we throw outside the numbers. I'm not talking about the go routes outside the numbers. See, this is the problem. People don't understand statistics. Go look at how many times we've thrown outside the numbers in the intermediate. That's what you need to pay attention to. That throw that they'll always give you. Outside the numbers, intermediate. We're not talking about shallow or in the flat or 5 yard out or in the flat. We're talking about that, 12 to 22 yards outside the numbers. He hasn't thrown well in that range. That's what they give you. Now, if we hike the ball and we throw it up to Tyreek on the sideline 30, 40 yards down the field, yeah, Tyreek beating everybody. We throw it right away. And that's what you're seeing in his outside the numbers ratio. Why you think that he's done well. Because his numbers suggest he's done well. But when the defense take away the middle and they take away the deep and they leave you that intermediate, sometimes he won't even throw it. And then when he does throw it, it's atrocious. Just go to the Chiefs game. He had like 7 of them out there and probably completed 1. Overthrowing out of bounds, underthrowing. This is what I mean by a true lie and a false fact. Not that you're lying, but the numbers can tell you, hey, outside the numbers are good. That's because almost every throw outside the number that we make is in the shallow or deep on a go route. But when you look at what we're trying to tell you on outside the numbers, it's in the Florida game that they give you the most, that intermediate outside. We're atrocious in that area. And we don't throw it so much in that area that the rare times that we do, the ball is hanging and the receiver's waiting and they get it. Luckily on that play, you got one. But we don't throw much in that intermediate outside because Mike McDaniel's going to keep him away from that because it's not his strength. Go back to that Chiefs game. It was the only thing open. He started attempting to make those throws and was terribly inaccurate in it. Well, it was freezing in that game. Go back to one overseas in Germany as well. You would see the same thing, and it was not freezing. You'll see the same thing. Go watch the Baltimore game. You would see more of the same thing. Go watch those Bills games, and you would see more of the same thing. Those games specifically, you would see a lot more of the same thing. Bro, I found out tutors. I found one tutors. What is a tutors? You're going to have to educate me on that. Can't ask Shaq to shoot threes. No, I'm with you, She Rich. I'm not asking him to actually throw out there, but he made a statement that he actually does well out there. And another thing, stop bringing up Brady. Brady dominated the middle of the field, also dominated the middle of the field. But if they took it away, Brady dominated the scene. Brady dominated the outside, the numbers 2 when he had to. I don't know that. Nah, don't do that with Brady. Brady could make all the throws. Don't do that. And yes, he did dominate the middle. He was excellent in the middle. But if they took it away, Brady could make the other throws. Don't do that. I get what you're saying, that he overwhelmingly operated in the middle. Yeah. And he was perfect in it. That's what I'm saying. You got to be perfect. I mean, he wasn't perfect. Y'all know what I mean. He was like second to none. But don't act like he couldn't get outside. Don't do that. Brady could throw the 10-yard comeback. Brady could throw the 10-yard comeback. Yeah, Brady dominated checkdowns too. See, Rich, you ain't lying. Brady didn't throw in that intermediate part much either of the outside, but when he did, he took care of business. When he did, he took, oh, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Like, stop. Like, come on. Like, give me somebody else at least, but why would you bring up Brady to make the comparison? You're going to lose every time. No, don't do that. And I know why you brought it up, because Brady dominated the middle. That was his strength. But that's not like if they forced him to the outside, it was a weakness. He could dominate the middle, so he dominated the middle. But if they took it away and made him go outside, which didn't happen much, but when he did, oh, I can do that too. And he did. But he preferred the middle. Everybody does. This how much they got to reach, TD. I don't even know why we're arguing these facts. Tua's coming in too. I think he might be becoming a better quarterback. Why can't we leave it at that and wait to see? It's like y'all literally fight against me until I say, you know what, you're right. I've been wrong all this time. Tua is elite. I really don't know what there is he can't do. I mean, he's elite. I mean, there's no situation you could really jam him in on. You know, if the receivers would just stop dropping the balls, if the old line would just block better and everything, he would be the best quarterback of all time. Yeah. Are you a season ticket holder? And if so, can you spare tickets for one game? I am not a season ticket holder because I'm obligated to do the game at home in my watch parties with my sponsors. And yeah, so I can't spare tickets for one game because I'm not a season ticket holder. And if I was a season ticket holder, to be quite honest with you, I probably wouldn't be able to spare tickets anyway, because, you know, I would probably be taking my family because I'm a season ticket holder. So I'm just saying, you know, but if I could, I would. But my wife would be like, you paid all that money, I want to go to the game. And you just don't giving them away? Yeah, that's what she'll say. Just keeping it a buck. Man. But yeah, if people offer me tickets all the time. So if tickets come across, there was somebody say, hey, I got some tickets for you. I always tell them, hey, I can't go. And if I can, I will, but if I can't go, I can't go. And they may say, hey, well, can you give them somebody on the channel? Then I'll come live and say, hey, I got some tickets, guys. If anybody want to be able to go, you know, hit me up in a DM or something. So that's what I do. You know, I'm just saying. It's because you still find a way to troll, TD, and it feeds these dingle dork haters, bro. You know what? I do troll. Here's the thing with the trolling, though. When I troll, isn't it like the most obvious joke, though? And like today, I don't think I've trolled yet, though. Like, what have I trolled in this stream today? And they still going. So I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. Tell me what I've trolled. What little funny comment that I made to be a troll in this stream? What funny comment have I made in this stream to troll? They can't tell you. They can't tell you because I haven't trolled on this stream yet. But they don't. Here's the deal. They don't want to hear any constructive criticism about them. You think I trolled when I said Tua will never be elite? I meant what I said when I said that. That don't mean he can't be a great quarterback in this league. Like, why does that bother y'all? He ain't gonna be elite. Y'all need to stop that mess. You need like if there's 10 QB categories, you need at least 8 to ever be elite. You may not have 9 and 10, but you need at least 8 to ever be elite. Tua gonna forever at his max have 7, and that could be darn good. That could win a Super Bowl, maybe. He ain't ever gonna have arm strength like that. I can't see, due to the lack of arm strength, sometimes he ain't gonna throw outside the numbers because some of them throws require arm strength before the corner jump it. You saw that year 1 and 2 with the Jets when they did them pick sixes. That's because that arm strength, it was a perfectly thrown route, but the corner can get under it, has enough time to get under it because he can't get it out there fast enough. So that's why they don't do much of that. It's a reason they don't throw it out there as much because it's open a lot. And last but not least, he ain't ever going to be running like Vic. He ain't ever going to be running like Lamar. He ain't going to be out here running like Kyler. He ain't going to be out here running like Mahomes with improvisation. Y'all out here like, oh, he got a little nimble to do more. Hey, that is what I might be wrong with. If he can do that and be that mobile guy and be getting up out of there and making plays, running for 550 yards, and then I'm wrong, then yes, he could be elite. But a lot of y'all banking on that right now. A lot of y'all banking that he's going to be more elusive, getting out of pressure, improvising, and actually running the ball more, making plays like that. That's what a lot of y'all banking on right now. I don't think it's happening like y'all think it is. So if he completes that, then yes, he can be elite because that's the only thing that may be attainable. But I just don't see it. And a matter of fact, maybe I am a little biased in that realm. I don't want to see it because I don't want him getting hurt. I don't want him putting himself at risk. So maybe that's why I got a skewed perspective on him being more elusive and running and extended plays because I don't want him to do it. I don't trust his health like y'all do. So that's why I say he'll never be elite. He could be really good. A 7 out of 10 and lead us through the playoffs. You can win, but my man Flacco was a 7 out of 10 at his best in the Super Bowl season. Usually he like a 5.5 or 6. And he had moments like last year as a player, he was like a 6.5. Matter of fact, I'll give you more. Tua could be a 7.9. Tua could be a 7.9. That's his max. And man, I'll take a 7.9. I'd actually take a 7.9 quarterback all day. Root for him, cheer for him, be behind him, believe in him and all. I'll take a 7.9 any day of the week. Right now, I think he is 7.2. The difference between it, that 0.7 or whatever, is if he gets elite in process in the field. If he gets elite on making sure he hit his hots right away, identifying where the pressure coming from. If he gets elite at actually, extending a few plays. T. Rich, name a 7.9. Kirk Cousins. I take that all day. Kirk Cousins. That's 7.9 to me. Kirk Cousins. Exactly Kirk Cousins. And Tua could be way more accurate than Kirk. But Kirk could throw outside the numbers. So there you go. I think that hits it right on the head. Kirk Cousins, 7.9. He ain't elite, but he really good, man. I don't care what you say. Kurt is Kurt. Kurt ain't finna be Mahomes in it. Kurt ain't gonna be Manning in it. But Kurt, I'll take Kurt any day of the week. I don't care. People be knocking on Kirk Cousins. Man, I'll take Kirk Cousins any day of the week. He can sustain a hit. Man, did y'all watch quarterbacks? Have any of y'all watched that quarterback series on Netflix? Yes or no in the chat? I grew a newfound big respect for Kirk Cousins. Them hits he was. I ain't realize how much hits he be taking. Man, this man take more hits in a game than Tua take all season. And the refs should be looking. Like, I done seen 10 times worse hits get flags. The refs just be looking at Kirk get abused. Like, Kirk be getting abused. I never realized it until I watched quarterback. Kirk, like, man, I'm telling you, tell me I'm lying. Anybody who watch quarterbacks on Netflix, tell me I'm lying. First thing that man do on Monday and Tuesday, ice baths and like, I got to go through recovery, whole body red and stuff. Man, that man take more hits in one game than Tua take all season. No lie, no exaggeration. Yeah, he probably ain't got no pocket presence. You might be right. But we're not going to deny what he be going through on the field. I'm just shocked, though. When I was watching the series, I was like, dang, the refs just allowing this. Like, they be rocking Kurt, and he just get up, and you know, they got the sound and everything. He growling, yeah, I'm all right. Come on. Like he just fighting. I got all due respect for Kirk Cousins, boy. If you ain't watched the series quarterback, go check it out. Go check it out on Netflix. I'm telling you, boy, Kirk Cousins go through it. But he know how to deliver that football. He the ultimate 7.9. But then on top of it, the 7.9 that stay healthy. Yeah, he just had an injury. But that don't happen that often for Kirk. So, yeah, he your 7.9. He could throw outside the numbers. He got the arm. But what he don't have is the pocket presence that Tua has. So it's a trade-off. But he is 7.9. You want to know who are 8.1? Who just over that hump where I'm like, it's an upgrade over Kurt and Tua? Dak. Dak ain't that much better, but he just crossed that mantle, in my opinion. He just crosses that mantle to me. Refs protect 8s, not 7.9s. You might be right. Oh, now you tripping, TD. You call me what you want. You can say I'm tripping all you want. Dak 8.1. Dak 8.1. Why? Because he ran for a TD? Nah, that ain't why. He at 8.1. I don't care what y'all say. Dak at 8.1. He just crossed that mantle, but he got his issues too. Big moment play, all that stuff. But Dak at 8.1. I'll take Kurt over Dak any day. Nah, I won't. Like, it's close, but that's 7.9, 8.1. Like, but hey, it's just, you know, what's Purdy? It's like, I'm going to give you a rating for Purdy, but it's unfair because I still need to see more. I like seeing quarterbacks with and without help. With and without help helps me determine who you really are. When you got help and when you don't have help. Purdy always had help. But I'm going to give Purdy. Dang, it's actually harder than I think. I'm going to give Purdy. And I know people are going to attack me for this because it's inconclusive, but just to give him a rate, I'm going to give him a 7.6. Because I only got a 3-game sample size when he didn't have help. In that little stretch, and he was 0 for 3 and he looked like trash. The team went 0 for 3 and he looked like trash in the process. That's all I got without help. But it's unfair because it's a small sample size and it could be skewed immediately with more data. But if I'm going to give you something right now, I'm going to give him a 7.6. Y'all may be just going off of team success and all of that. No, I be trying to study these quarterbacks. I ain't perfect. I could be way off on these guys, but this is what I come up with. I could say it's inconclusive, but just to play the game, I'll give you a 7.6. These quarterbacks in this league, man. And believe it or not, Patrick Mahomes, I give you Patrick Mahomes rating. I know a lot of y'all be like, he's the 10. No, they ain't the standard to me. To me, Patrick Mahomes is like a 9.2. He ain't no 10. I'm telling y'all don't understand. I'm critical of Patrick Mahomes too. I really think Patrick Mahomes struggled processing sometimes. Like I be seeing guys that if he was actually going through his read, he can make that hit before the pressure got there and he escaped and then improvise and throw it to a totally different person. But since he got that superpower, you'll never notice when he miss a read. Because even if he misses an easy read, he improvises and find a whole nother one. But just in the basic flow, yeah, I give him about a 9.2. Patrick Mahomes. Am I a Heat fan? Clover all day, baby. Sorry. That's going to make some of y'all mad. Celtics, man. Oh, the champions, I'm just saying, the champions. It's just what we do. I'm just saying, Say, listen, I wanted to be a Heat fan so bad. But when I had a chance to say, okay, what team is my favorite team? Because I didn't grow up loving a team. I always followed certain players that I love. And that landed me with the Celtics. And that's where I kind of stopped following, even though I still had a favorite player that bounced around, but it was Celtics. And I so bad said, you know what? I'm going to pick a team and stick with it and ride with them. I had that moment, and I wanted to be a Heat fan so bad, but I evaluated the team, and I said, they ain't going to win no championship till they get another star. And every time they got a star, I was like, that ain't the one. That ain't enough. He ain't enough. He's a 1B, not a 1A like y'all think. And they just kept messing up. So I was like, Celtics, let me just ride with them because they knew how to put together a team, in my opinion. I wanted to be a Heat fan so bad. But they missed out on the deadline. So I ride with the Celtics to the day I die. That's who I'm going to ride with. It is what it is. And it sucks because I love to love all the teams from the crib. But I don't. Yeah, but yeah, man, these quarterbacks, man, some of them not as great as people think. Yeah. I got to come out with my quarterback ranking scale. I got to come out with my scale. Like elite, great. Remember, I got a 10-prong scale, but I'm breaking it down to 8. I got categories. My top category is elite. My next category is great. My next category is really good. The next category is good. Then I have above average. Then I got average. Then I got poor. And then I got trash. And I don't like to talk about trash. So I try not to put that on the chart. So it's basically 7 categories. Even if you trash, I'll put you in poor just to give you some hope to maybe one day be average. So I do 7 categories. It's disingenuous, in my opinion, when people do like 4 categories. They be like elite, good, average, and below average. I hate when people do those 4 categories. You're being disingenuous. So many quarterbacks come in so many different like ways and skill and stuff like that. You got to have more categories to actually depict, because you'll have a group of quarterbacks in the same category, but you clearly know some of those are better than some of those. That's why I don't like that 4-tier system. You got to at least in this league, at a minimum, have 6, and I got 7. You got to at least have 6 or 7. I go with 7. Yeah. OTD, you forgot Josh Allen. Josh Allen rating to me, that bum, man. That bum. I can't stand that bum. He good, but that's a bum. I got Josh Allen around, I hate to say it, man. I'd have to put him around 8.4. 8.4. Josh Allen is an 8.4 to me on my scale of like, Tua 7.9, Kirk Cousins 7.9, Dak 8.1, Josh Allen 8.4. Yeah, it's no bias. I mean, if I was being biased, I'll put him a 6. I'll hamper on his turnovers. But he had 8.54 because he overcompensates for him. And he carries that team. I can't stand that bum. I can't stand that bum. Man, we need to beat that bum. Anyway, he had 8.4 in this league. Yeah. Just my take. Any other quarterbacks you want me to rate before I move on? It's a low rating. He's a good 8.89. 8.4 ain't low. It's not low. CJ Stroud, again, unfair, is actually incomplete. But if I'm going to give CJ Stroud a ranking right now, I'm going to go with the 8.0. 8 flat. And he could fall under that easily or rise easily. It's too small of a sample size. But I'll give him an 8 flat. Herbert, interesting. Remember, these rankings change each year. Right now, if I had to rank Herbert, this is one of the most difficult ones for me. Man, I got to think through this one because I try to like look at his weaknesses and I'm thinking about those. Then I think about his strengths. But then I say the perception that's out there, the false perceptions, because people want them to be based off of the real data. I got to go 8.1 for Herbert. I got him a genuine 8.1. And this year's going to determine if I officially put him under an 8 or keep him the same or raise him. He's an 8.1, in my opinion. There's a lot of narratives about Herbert that are just false that people spread because, I'm going to be honest, they want Tua to be seen as better. He's definitely an 8.1. Just like Josh Allen. You know how Josh Allen throw a lot of picks, but he makes up for it. Herbert statistically actually is one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but it doesn't show up in the box score because like people don't understand, like he scores more points than 90% of the NFL, but his defense gives up more. People don't get it. He gets a bad rap just because of Tua. They pile on to anything and everything he does wrong because people had an agenda on him. But he's an 8.1. And the truth be told, Herbert should be a 9. But I'm counting things against him that actually make him an 8.1. Herbert he could be up there, but he has to, like, let me tell you one thing about Herbert that I don't appreciate, that I feel like he's weak in. And maybe I just don't see enough of Herbert, but he got to be a better leader. Like, y'all heard that audio of what Tua did recently? He has the perfect right to be doing that every day because he doing his job. Like, he got to be a better leader. And I'm not close to the situation. So maybe there's things that I don't see that he does, but I'm just outside looking in. He got to be a better leader. He got to rally the troops. Even on the, man, you got to lead the team. You got to get in the defense behind if you have to. Hold them accountable. He got to be a better leader. Y'all asked me about Burrow. So that's going to be tough too. Let me think that through because the injuries will skew you. And I don't give him extra credit just because he went to a Super Bowl. Like when I'm ranking these quarterbacks, it ain't got nothing to do with the team's success. I'm rawly giving you the quarterback rankings, not how good their team are and all that. I'm just rawly giving you the quarterback rating that I would be given. So I don't care that he went to a Super Bowl. That's not what I'm looking at. But if I'm going to go Burrow, I'm going to have to go 8.5, just over Josh Allen. Burrow got the package. Burrow got the package. I put him just over Josh Allen. Burrow can read defense. Burrow can process the field well. He can go through his progressions. Burrow has no athleticism, man. You know, so this is the thing. A lot of y'all, like, you got to understand. Here's what I need to do. I need to tell y'all what a 10 is, and there ain't no 10 in the league. I need to tell y'all what a 10 is. A 10 is a quarterback who's accurate, can process the field well, process the defense, go through progressions, audible at the line of scrimmage, know how to get in a better play than what's called based off of the defense, hits their hots, their checks right away, improvises with their legs, can get out of trouble, improvisation, make something out of nothing. Like they have the full package, every intangible that you can mention in a quarterback. And there ain't no 10 in the league right now. Just FYI, there ain't no 10 in the league right now. So I want to make sure y'all understand that context of my ratings. So even Mahomes falls short of perfect because I'm trying to be as fair as I could be. But Burrow, I'm knocking at an 8.5. And what really keep him from being up there, like say he was mobile, he would have been like a 9.5. Because I got Mahomes at 9.2. I told y'all that early. If he was mobile like Mahomes, he would be a better quarterback than Mahomes. But he not. He at 8.5. Y'all don't understand how Mahomes' improvisation is so powerful. And see, it's not just improvisation, but how good are you doing it? Lamar improvised it, but Mahomes better improvising. Lamar is just a better athlete that can get more. But Josh Allen is as athletic as Lamar, but not as fast. You see, it's so much involved in it. But I give Mahomes better points of improvisation and stuff than Lamar and Josh because of what he does with it. Josh is up there too, though, but Josh ain't no processor like y'all think. He just got a cannon. He get the ball where it need to be, but he ain't processing. I don't care what none of y'all say. He ain't no elite processor like y'all think. He's just a freak of nature. That bum. Anyway, y'all asking about Lamar. I got to give Lamar 8.8. Somebody said 7.8. Y'all don't understand how powerful the improvisation is. He's an 8.8. Lamar Jackson is 8.8. Again, this ain't got nothing to do with stats. Y'all looking at, oh, he only throws for 3,000 yards. He's not the best passer. He don't got to be, but he could pass well enough. See, this is what I'm saying. He's like one of the most dynamic, and believe it or not, Lamar can process the field. He just, can he be accurate when he do it on a consistent basis? Y'all think it was just coincidence when he put 5 touchdowns on the Dolphins? He put it on full display in that game. Y'all remember that game? People hate on him because he ain't blowing you away on the stat sheet. But his all-around game, yeah, is second. And you want to know one category that I haven't mentioned yet? The reason why Mahomes clears him? Clutchability. And Lamar's clutch, but he ain't even close to Mahomes' clutchability. That's that other factor that I didn't even talk about yet in my ratings. That clutchability. That's why Mahomes clears Lamar. Lamar can have some clutch moments, as all of the better quarterbacks do. But, man, Mahomes clears everybody in that category. He can't get it done in the playoffs, TD. What clutch? But that's my point. He's still clutch, but he ain't got the clutch ability. Like, if he had Mahomes' clutch ability, he'd already have a Super Bowl over Mahomes. So, yeah. But 8.8. 8.8. What's holding Lamar back? The only thing holding him back in his game is his accuracy, consistent accuracy, and he could use more clutch. He could be more clutch. He carries, but that's why he has a high rating. He carries. I probably rate him second highest in the league. Mahomes than him on my scale. And as we go through the quarterbacks, I might find another one, but y'all list the quarterback, I'll give you like kind of where I put their rating. So, any other quarterbacks y'all want me to rate before I get up out of here? Any other? I'll do a few more. Put it in the chat. Any others you want to get what I think of their rating? I already knew y'all were gonna go Jordan Love, and then I'll do Matt Stafford next. Matt Stafford's hard. But Jordan Love, just like Stroud, is incomplete, but for the sake of the exercise, I'll give a rating, but it could be changed so easily down or up, and it could move greatly up or greatly down, depending on this year. But if I'm going to give Jordan Love a rating right now, I got Jordan Love higher than CJ Stroud, and I put CJ Stroud at an 8. I got Jordan Love higher than that. I got Jordan Love at 8.2. I got Jordan Love at 8.2. And still learning. Yeah, 8.2. Athleticism isn't there. Like escapability. I mean, he gets out. He can roll out, but he ain't, y'all know what I'm talking about. That guy that go get you yards because he can do it. Like Lamar, Josh, and all of them. But Jordan processes very well. Now, I don't know where he would have been them first few years, but right now, y'all underestimate what this man did them last 12 games, and it don't show up in the stat sheet. There's now his efficiency at the end of the season was off the charts. See, let me tell y'all something. CJ Stroud had a lot of interceptions dropped. Jordan Love, not so much. Love got the arm. Love got the arm talent too. Love can make a play off the run, a little bit of the improvisational skills, but let me tell y'all something. I don't want to be down on Love when I say this, and this might put some context to why I have him so high. But what he showed at the end of last season in that stretch of like 12 games straight, and people are going to get mad at me for saying this. Yeah, they're going to get mad, especially people who love Love. Love Love. He showed you his ceiling, the best version of him. I don't think it gets better. Now it's just a matter of how consistent he can play like that. I don't see where it really can get better for him. I feel like he gave you a moment of his ceiling. According to PFF, they are the exact same, CJ and Love. Yeah, but you got to look at how it happened. CJ was all season giving you that. Love, the beginning wasn't good. Then he had a straight consistent stretch. That consistent stretch is more powerful than CJ's just good the whole time, you know? Because that's what he's showing you to take off. That's more valuable than what CJ did last year, and people won't recognize that. Their overall was the same, according to PFF. But if you want to talk about who's riding the momentum wave greater, it's Jordan Love. Because when he hit his stretch of going, he didn't stop. That rocket was going. CJ was this throughout the season. He was showing good and okay, great and okay and great all season. That's why I put Jordan Love at that 8.3-ish and 8.2, excuse me, and CJ Stroud at a flat 8. But remember, these are early, young, incomplete sample sizes because we only got 1 year. They could come out this year and blow us away or disappoint us and change it all greatly. You could end up as a 6 after this year. You could end up as a 9 after this year. We'll see. But I got Jordan Love at an 8.3, 8.2, 8.2. After week 11 for Love, 18 touchdowns and 1 interception. That's a pretty high ceiling, TD. That's why I feel like he hit it. I don't see him being better. I do not see 1 ounce of Jordan Love being better than people underestimate how efficient and good he was. He protected the football. He made the right decisions. He pulled it down. He threw it away. He didn't take the unnecessary chances. He could have had greater stats had he taken chances, but he would also have more picks. He could have added another 500 yards. He probably could have hit 5,000 yards if he took chances, but he would also added another 7 interceptions. He was playing optimally with the right balance for his team with no receivers. People you don't even know their name. The main guy was hurt. And the craziest part is you see CJ Stroud and them load up with even more receivers. The Packers ain't go off the charts and get all kinds of receivers brought in like that. So I feel like, yeah, 8.2. Who did y'all say? Who did y'all say was next? I forgot which TD, you see my super chat? My bad. I ain't read them in a while. Let me go check them out, homie. All right. Let me see. All right. What I meant was the Tua haters tutors. Tua hater tutors. That should be the name. 6-pack Super Bowls since Finn's last playoff win. Get out of here, man. Who's a 10 for in NFL history? Has there been a quarterback been a 10 in NFL history. There ain't been a 10. There ain't been a 10. My highest rating I would probably give is like a 9.7, and that would go to Brady. That would be my highest rating, and that would be around a 9.7. Athleticism. He never had it. But here's the deal. The reason why, like, athleticism is like worth a whole point to me. But the reason why Brady is like a 9.7 to me is because he was so great. His mind in football was so off the charts that he never needed it. He never needed it. Like, it was a game of chess on the field. Like, if you're superior in certain areas, it can bleed into flaws to up your rating, in my opinion. Brady was the 9.7, man. People don't realize his greatness. People do not realize his greatness. His brain. I used to wonder who had the better brain, him or Peyton Manning. And I admire Peyton Manning because Peyton Manning was the ultimate, like, I know what defense they're in. I know what they're trying to hide and act like they're in. And I know what play is about to destroy them just in case I'm right or wrong. But when you realize that, like, you could say Manning was better than Brady at that, right? Like, Manning was a 15 out of 10 in that. But when you realize at the end of Tom Brady's career that he was actually a 10 out of 10 in that area, like, Manning was a 15 out of 10. But just for him to be a 10 out of 10 in that area, he never needed to run. He never needed to, you know what I mean? And he still tried to run, but he wasn't good at it. Manning ain't even going to try to run. But that 15 out of 10, the way he was, made him that. But the one thing that Tom Brady was off the charts over Manning in, Manning was a 10 out of 10 clutch. Tom Brady was a 25 out of 10 clutch. You can't even make a chart for clutch. You can't even make a chart for clutch. He way off it. Like, man, Brady was just so great, man. But 9.7, because you just wasn't the athletic guy. Like, if Brady was an athletic, but then it would have took it, he wouldn't have thrown it. He didn't need to be athletic. That's all I'm saying. Like, Aaron Rodgers, let's go. Jets beat the Fins. You want Aaron Rodgers rating? That bum, that washed up bum. Aaron Rodgers is an 8.3. Aaron Rodgers is an 8.3 right now. That's what he is right now. I ain't talking about his career. I'm talking about right now. The only person I could do a career on is Tom Brady, because that's what he was in his career, because he's gone now. Anybody who gone, I can give you their career. But right now, Aaron Rodgers, I would give him an 8.3. I know what he got in him. I can't stand that bum either. He going to be good. He going to be efficient. He going to make throws. You like, man, this fool. Yeah, them flicks, he can read your defense. He can process the field. He knows what you're trying to do. He knows who going to be open. He know how to get you open. He know how to throw. This is the thing with Aaron Rodgers, his arm talent. He know how, even if you're not going to be open, how to throw the ball where it ain't going to matter. And if you ain't up on how to adjust your body to catch it, then you need to tighten up. He at 8.3. And that's, I hate to say that, that's all the Jets need. But we'll see. Maybe that bummy is really washed. But we'll see. All right, man, I'm about to get up out of here. But before I do, one last word from our sponsor, BetUS, ladies and gentlemen, the official sponsor of TD Fans Talk. Fastest payouts in the industry, 125% sign-up bonus up to $2,000, 200% crypto deposit bonus, fast and easy deposit and withdrawal process. BetUS. Get in the game, y'all. If you're looking for a sports book, BetUS is where to go.
Michael Vick here at BetUS.com. Get it all. Huge bonuses, great odds, a race book, live in-game betting, and a casino. BetUS, my online sportsbook and casino.
Let's go. We got another super chat. Superfish in the house. Superfish said, what about Bradshaw, who called his own plays, or Steve Young, who was accurate and athletic? They both had so more attributes than those. Well, here's the thing. I don't want to be unfair. I'd be lying to you if I gave him a rating because I didn't watch enough of him at all. At all. I didn't watch enough of him. Okay. Yeah, I would be disingenuous if I gave him a rating. I'd just be throwing something in left field. Right. Steve Young, Bradshaw. Remember, I watched Marino when I was a young boy, didn't understand the game like I understand it now. So I honestly try not to speak about Dan Marino either. I try to lean on some of the, people that watched him and understood the game. That's why I always ask people about Marino. I watched Marino, by the way. But truth be told, I didn't understand the game then. I watched the completions over the middle to all the receivers, and I was a little boy watching it. So, but I try not to speak on it because I didn't know the nuances of what I was looking at then. The same thing with Bradshaw and Steve Young. So that's where I am. But anyway, I'm about to get up out of here. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fans up no matter what. Y'all stay blessed. I'll see y'all soon. Thank you to those who donated to the channel. Peace.